This is Brandon Huddleston recording a video for Comprehensive Health Online with the assignment for a variety of psychological disorders. I would just like to first state that the disorder that I'm going to be discussing throughout the course of this video is actually going to be schizophrenia. And before I get into some of the details that I've already learned from just being a medical applicant and someone who has taken the MCAT and several biomedical science courses, I just want to preface why I selected this disease. So the first reason is this is a disease that my dad's brother has struggled with for his entire life. Right now, he's currently admitted in a facility because of it and some other health complications he's having. So this disease is very personal to me. Also, I want to touch on this disease because of kind of how unique it is in comparison to some of the things I typically see as a medical applicant. So, one of the most unique things about schizophrenia is it doesn't have a found genetic origin. So, we have diseases like sickle cell anemia, we have diseases like Down syndrome, where we can trace these diseases back to gene mutations. And what happens with these gene mutations is a nucleotide, which is a genetic molecule, gets switched out through a process such as inversion or deletion or a variety of ways, and during translational or transcriptional processes, a protein is not made correctly. And because of this dysfunction at protein, we see neurological complications and we see complications in development, such as Down syndrome. But this isn't the case with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia's origin is kind of obscure, and so that's a really different perspective than most of the clinical diseases that I study. A unique thing also about schizophrenia is some of the success we've had with drugs, specifically clozapine. So I know patients, and even my dad's brother, when he's on his medication, he's a highly functioning individual. And granted, he does have moderate to mild schizophrenia, and there are more severe cases than others, but medicated patients do very well with clozapine, and as long as they continue to take their medication correctly, they can live a very successful life. In contrast, though, when they get off their prescribed antipsychotic medication and everything else that accompanies it, these patients sometimes have to go through a rigorous process to get themselves back into a great place of mental health. Sometimes they have to go through facility admissions and then just general admissions through the hospital. So this is one of the reasons that I find schizophrenia to be super unique, just because of its biophysiological origins as well as its personal connection to me.